We back with DC strats for Tyrant Sword. This season, the boss is stability, and all units have minus 90% incoming healing, and all counter units have plus 20% attack and 20% HP. My recommendation for a Super Fusion course this season is to 120 Kurian and Mordred for damage, and Horizon and Lingian for survivability. I will be going over the mechanics of the fight, some stats for nerds, and I have an example team for you to use this season. All of this will be timestamped, which you can find in the video description. So let me show you what I got. At the start of the fight, boss slowly walks towards your ship, spawning 2 sets of 3 adds each. You have to deal with these adds quickly, keep your team alive. For the pattern enhanced, Tyrant Sword gains a buff every 3 seconds that gives him plus 10% A speed and plus 5% speed. Stacks up to 20 and it lasts 60 seconds. Now, if one of your units happen to die within melee range of the boss, the buff is removed and is suppressed for 6 seconds before stacking again. For the special conditions, Tyrant Sword gains a map-wide aura that inflicts all of his allies with minus 99% attack and the distortion status effect. Basically, you can't target them, you can't damage them, and they don't really do much damage, though. I mean, eventually they can kill something, but if you have any type of sustain or shields, they're more just like annoying gnats. Boss is special, indicated by the blue bar under his portrait. Once something's in range, he'll do a hard hit in front. Boss's ult, indicated by the purple bar under the portrait, will hit for massive damage to your entire team. You can redirect it, or you'll have to find a way to protect your team from it. At 70, 50, and 30% HP, the boss will use its great sword and yoink your entire team to the other side of the field. There are a few units that can prevent this, Lucretia being one of them, but she can only protect the front 3 non-mech units. Jushiun and Ella can also do the same thing with their counter, but protect the entire team. If the air unit is the closest target for it to hit, it'll use its anti-air skill, which will do massive AoE to your entire team. Time for some stats for nerds. This boss has 9.2 million HP, surprisingly 0 defense. It has 3,257 hit and 6,381 evasion. This is actually the first time a boss has gotten crit res, but it has 100% crit res. Now all this means is that your tanks are going to need at least 1,738 or more evasion in order to dodge, and your DPS would need 10,785 or more hit in order to surefire, or if you shred the evasion by 50%, 4,803 or more hit. We're going to go ahead and auto-deploy Kurian and buffer in Sigma during that animation, and then we just chill. Now you'll notice that I have 2x on, and I'll explain that in a moment, but at 240 we want to forward deploy our Horizon so that she aggroes those adds and jumps to the boss, and then deploy Mordred right behind Kurian. Now right here you'll notice I have Sigma and I'm holding the ultimate, and I'm doing that for after the special because I need Kurian as low as possible, and that Daddy that gets deployed is a defender, so it'll actually reduce the damage that Kurian takes. After that, we deploy Lingian, and Aegea's deploy is dependent on how quickly you are pushing the boss. You want to deploy her closer so that she can get the shield, but farther back so that her ultimate's more powerful, so you may have to adjust that. Now, you'll notice that the boss is turned here, and that's because I have it on 2x. On 2x, the mobs will actually push Horizon past the boss, which will turn it. And after we Lingian ultimate, we're going to deploy Horizon and then turn off 2x. Now at 147, we want to ult on Kurian so that he keeps his shield and doesn't get hit by the special. And then basically ultimate on everybody else. Deploy our queen before Tyrant hits the boss during the charge, and then ultimate on Mordred here so that, well, we do damage and also dodge the sword attack. And of course, Kurian doing the heavy lifting, but Mordred helping out. Here for this team, we are running Matador as the ship, Vivian as the operator. We're going to go with Kurian on double anti-striker here. I'm running SE chest to basically take as much damage as I can. The crit damage does absolutely nothing here. Skill haste is kind of nice. Mordred, we are going attack speed so we can keep the debuff, the minus 100% hit on the boss, and obviously anti-striker for the subs. Horizon is just your standard tank set, 50% crit res with ground damage res. And then Senjia we want on our fastest skill haste. Same for Sigma, we want to put as much skill haste as we can. Wardens, we're just going with whatever we can to get anti-striker. They don't do crazy damage, but they're still snipers that do damage. And then Linjian, we can actually go full CDR. She shouldn't take too much damage, so you don't actually have to go full tank or CDR tank on her. And then for Queen, we're just going with the double anti-striker, trying to get it, squeeze as much damage as we can in before she dies. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you improve your scores this season. It's not a bad season this time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. Catch me on Discord, link is in the description, and if you want to help support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.